Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning and watching my videos. As the title reads, and I would like to share my experience in the diaspora. I don't want to make it specifically in Poland because I have traveled here and there, so I have had my experiences and so what I'm doing is a compilation of all that experiences and having in mind what has been happening with the especially in the America that has been initiated in the US, but also that is still happening until today. In the issue of race, I thought also this is a very good time to talk about such things in this space. Something also that initiated me even more is that I was watching documentary in Netflix. It's called Skin, Nigeria documentary talking about skin bleaching, and they have a lot of women who had giving their testimonies who had formerly went through skin bleaching because they wanted to have a fair skin or a little bit lighter. This is a very nice documentary. If you are interested, you can go. I'm gonna just leave a small picture of documentary here. What I want to talk really is just the fact that, let me just take behind a little bit before all this happened. Very much when I was a young girl in primary school, I used to be dark. I used to have, there's that, levels of which is beautiful. I used to not like myself. I never considered myself to be beautiful because of the standards which were made by my colleagues at school in primary level of what beauty means. So based on those standards, I never considered myself to be beautiful. It's just that they even called me Chelsea. Chelsea is black. When that is around the period when some of the girls were going through puberty, so they have even older, a little bit older high school boys coming in our school, starting dating around, making friends. And then this is also a period where you find groups of students based on different characters. So you have maybe the smart ones, you have the not less smart ones, you have the rich kids, you have moderate kids. This is very interesting to remember. You have the most beautiful kids and cool kids, you have the backbenchers, you have the wasongo, the front rows and everything, and you just have people who were neutral, so they are not really in any group, but they can fit in very well in each and every one. But I just remember I was bullied by that time, and I remember one particular incident when we had these evening lessons. Because we are in standard 7, where we are doing the international final exam, which will allow us to go to the secondary school. So you had to have extra classes to read even more. So just the preparation to the final exam. So I remember there was this girl, I'll name her F, and she was very beautiful, very light skinned, very neat. She would have everything very well ironed, and so she had even attracted more young boys who were also considered to be very handsome, very rich. They were coming, and the parents would drop them with cars, private cars. Bear in mind, I was going to a government school, Kayumba. Yes. There was this guy, I would name him C, was starting to have these relationships in primary school with this F girl. In primary school, you would not do it very open as maybe how high school and secondary school is, or even university. So when we were going to have our evening meals, for them they were somehow not going very fast. They would let everyone go and then they would stay behind. So I remember that particular incident once when I don't know what happened. I just had to go back to class because I had forgotten something, or I was not eating, or I don't know. I went inside and I called them at the back of the class, doing their things, very light things, not very hard ones. And I was shocked. The guy came very, very furious and he slapped me on my face. And he told me, "That's why you're so black. No guy will ever come to you because you are ugly and all that." And then, that was, oh my God, I will never forget that incident. Anyway, I don't even know where that guy is, even I don't know where that girl is. But it's just, I think that particular moment is when I realized that I'm very ugly, or I started, lamenting and complain, like, what happened? Why was I born like this? It really put my confidence very down. So in primary school, even going to secondary school, I went into with this mentality that I'm very ugly. So secondary school also, I was so insecure because I didn't want to experience what I had experienced in my primary school. So yeah, just the essence of giving all these stories is, we are growing up and we are being situated in places where, or experiences where, if we don't have a person or an external voice that is reminding us as young girls, young boys, that just the way you are enough, and beauty and goodness comes in different forms. So there's not just one standard of beauty. Like, if you are light skinned, then you're very beautiful. If you're dark, then you're very beautiful. Or dark is very bad and light is even finer. So we don't have such voices. So I don't know how I can stress enough the importance of parents from the very early levels, very early stages, to remind young people, their children, if you're an elder brother, an elder sister, reminding the younger ones, or if you have a younger friend, just telling them that just where you are, just be still, just embrace what you have. It is enough. Your form of beauty is really enough. You're very good, you're very beautiful. Just embrace it, and there's no way that you can change who you are. Anyways, I know now we can change who we are. You can bleach your skin, you can, put something to different ways that enhances beauty. But I think there is also even more power in knowing, understanding who you are and embracing that, and silence every other external force and standards that are telling you that you're not enough. Yeah, just silence every voice out there that is making you compare yourself very much, making you feel so less, feeling inadequate, and all the definition and standards. Just silence that and just be still and just be calm and just embrace that. There is power in embracing who you are. Yeah, so the story now, if you have that in your mind, even when you will be exposed to so much pressure in the outside world, an experience of what has happened now to me. Now I went outside 1,000 miles away from home without any guidance from my parents. They are very far, but the values, the love, the confidence, and prayers and everything that they had instilled in me, and still they're talking to me from afar, reminding me of little things and bigger things and whatever. It's just that these things stick with you. And so when even you are in a place in the diaspora where there's even more pressure, more stress about standard of beauty, and even the reality is really hitting here, for me at least. I have never been in a place where I had considered myself, I've always been, not really always been confident, but I've always believed on the knowledge, the skills, my aggressiveness in the person that I am, and that I can, go anywhere and survive and not really fit in, but adapt. And so I have always been that person. But now that just coming to a place like this and the outside world where there is pressure that is telling you, you know what, you are black, so you're not enough. It's not that you're black, it's your race, you're coming from Africa, your race is just, we're not very sure that you can do this because you're black. Leave it that you're a woman, that also is another story, but your race. There are moments when you are entering in a bus and the lady is just standing and starting talking, just talking and saying, go back to your country because you are black, it's your race. And you are going in a public transport. There are people who are checking you, they're checking if you have paid for the transport. They do that like occasionally. So they just don't touch anyone in the bus. They don't touch that. They come to you and they pull you out and they ask you to show that you have paid, and you show them your card. The card is like paid, you're very good. But the reason behind being pulled out of everyone is because you are black. My example, I'm laughing because I don't want to bring emotions, but the moments when they all happen is when you're feeling like, oh my god, this is really, and it really hurts. It hurts, it cuts very deep, and you even cry. You don't want to shed tears outside, you just cry from the inside. You're like, what am I doing here? Anyway, I know I have people who have been commenting in mine. I see, it's not that some of the comments I don't reply because I don't see. I see them and I'm like, oh wow, they're saying, what are you doing here? Go back to your country because you're very poor. And like, Africa is very rich. That is far more that I know, and I'm definitely gonna go back to my continent because I like it. We're very rich, and I also understand that Europe and the diaspora is also very rich. So the fact that there are people who consider them to be other and they are thinking of others, like the whole otherness situation, it's very important that we talk about this because we should not pretend as if it's not happening. It is happening. But then I'm still stressing on the importance of telling and reminding the younger generation to understand who they are, self-worthy, understanding and embracing that, because if you have that foundation, even such external pressure and forces, experiences that you're going to get in the diaspora will somehow help you to stand still. I would say one of the things that has really helped me to stand still is this particular thing. I was just giving some of the example. Maybe another example is you're in a workspace. All of you guys, you're qualified and very, very qualified, and you're working very hard, and you have started working with people like from the beginning. Then when they have doing the promotion, they want to promote people to go to another level, and that means even higher pay. You are not giving a promotion. So you're like looking behind, you're like, why are they not promoting me? It's because you're black. So I don't know, there's just so many things that have really taught me about life and people, and I think that it has also even made me to be even more tougher, and it's just, I've developed a very tough skin. And the whole idea, the whole essence of sharing this video is just to stress enough to each and everyone, regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of who you are, that beauty, as the way it is, comes in many forms. Understand who you are, accept who you are, embrace it, and know that your level of beauty is different, and just stick to that level of what beauty means to you, and not what voices outside says, this is beautiful, this is not beautiful. Well, I don't know when this video will go out, but I hope the moment it will go out and you get to watch this video, you will get something out of this. I mean, I want this video to be, a survival video. A voice that is reminding you that you are enough, you are beautiful, we are all the same, My dad usually tells me, if I share experiences like the one that I've just shared, he usually tells me, you know what, if you cut your skin, we're all getting a blood, which is red, so we're all the same deep in our skin. When there's a moment where you have to stand up for yourself, you need to stand up for yourself. Anyways, I don't want to bring so much stories into this. I hope this video, as I said, is going to be a light. It's gonna even add more confidence, and it's going to educate and liberate and understand that we are all equal and we just have to have this tolerance towards each other and accept who you are.